Hey guys, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I want to do like 10 videos at one time. I am so excited about all the things that I want to film and I totally couldn't decide. And so this morning I was watching Marnie's video at msgoldgirl. The video, obviously you can tell by the title, 10 things I'd buy first if my makeup went MIA. This video originally came from Emily Noel 83, who is fabulous, which I believe it came from one of her subscribers who asked her a question. And so I think it's a brilliant idea. That being said, I did not follow the rules, but neither did Marnie. And I'm taking her cue. So 10 things. Honestly, there aren't even there's more than 10 departments of makeup on your face. And so I went a little bit more than 10. And I approached it from the perspective of if my makeup did go MIA, and I pictured like traveling, like it got like lost on a plane, which by the way would never happen because I always take it with me in my carry-on. But let's just say I lost my mind and I checked it and it got lost. And so what would I need to buy to feel comfortable and then kind of enjoy like a week away or something, you know, assuming that I'm traveling. And so the way that I did it was I looked at my makeup and I literally just started grabbing. I was like, oh, I totally have to have that. Oh, and I need that. And oh, I need that. And then I kind of saw where I was. I started counting to see how many products I had when I was done, and I bended the rules in a couple of places. But I went for the stuff until I felt comfortable, because that's where I am. You know how you have that inner voice and is like, no, you're not done yet. You still need more stuff in order to feel whole and complete, because you don't feel complete unless you have all of your makeup with you. I know, right? Anyway, so I am just going to jump in. Unfortunately, very little is from the drugstore, and I thought, well, I can do an alternate video, and I was like, no, keeping it real. This is what I would need to buy, and it's a lot of money, and that's okay, because I would feel completely like my type A personality would be like dying if I didn't have my makeup on me. So no matter how much money it would take to make me feel better, the plastic would be able to handle it, and by plastic I mean credit cards. So couple other rules. I already said I'm not sticking to 10, but it's pretty close. I'm not including primers because I could barely keep it to 10 as it was, and brushes don't count. Okay, let's get started. So my absolute favorite foundation that I would grab would be the one by Mercier. I've talked about this in my Sephora recommendations and haul. The Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation. I feel like I can wear this in hot weather, cold weather. Long time, short time, makes my skin look beautiful. Apparently it fuses with my face somehow. And I believe it because I think it looks pretty good when I use it. I'm actually, if you can see, I'm actually kind of almost done. I do have a backup that I got during my Sephora haul. I will link that video. Definitely go check it out. I guess I could try to kind of go in order. As far as under eye concealer, I would grab the one, and this is somewhat new to me, but I am completely impressed. This is the Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Wear Concealer. I use the shade Light Medium, which is 2W. By the way, the foundation for me is 2W1 Macadamia in the Mercier. I love it, so I feel like the shade matches me beautifully. I also think it's a hair thinner than the Shape Tape, which I also like because I tend to get textury, dry under eye. And so this just kind of works. It works with lighter foundations, it works with heavier foundations, it definitely works with the Mercier, and so I love it. When it comes to concealing my face by Nars, I will this is like my 15th tub. I live for these. This is the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I'm in the shade Custard. I can use this as an under eye concealer if I needed to, even though I already have one. And I considered kicking out the Estee Lauder, but I love it too much that it's kind of when I decided to break my 10 only rule. I was like, forget it. I need both concealers and I don't care. But this covers, I use this as an enhancement to cover like spots on my face that didn't 100% get covered by the Mercier, even though it is kind of a medium to full, it is kind of a full coverage foundation, but sometimes I don't want to go in with more layers of concealer. I really just want to zone in, more layers of foundation. I just want to kind of zone in on the areas that need a little attention, and this concealer works beautifully for that. It covers acne, scarring, dark spots, like I said, thinner spots in foundation, and it stays in place, and I love it. And they cannot stop making that because that would cause me intense anxiety. When it comes to bronzer, I was gonna go with the Marc Jacobs, but then it was becoming a Marc Jacobs love fest a little bit because I'm really impressed with his entire line of makeup. I was gonna grab his either his new or old large pan bronzer. I'm loving the one by Laura Mercier, but honestly, I settled with the one by Hoola. This one I can contour with if I felt like it. I can warm up my face with it because it's just an amazing shade. I've actually hit pan on it. I also can use it as a transition shade or as the only shade of eyeshadow that I use in my eye. I use this everywhere, and I thought, you know what? I totally need to have that because it is so versatile since I'm not buying 100 products, although I kind of wrote the rules now myself, so if I wanted 100, I could have 100. But I'm not having 100. I'm having 10 plus a little bit. But I love the Hoola bronzer by Benefit. When it comes, oh, you know what? I put bronzer on before I set my face. Let me chat about that real quick. I am going to be doing a Sephora haul update. And so in that though, you will see that I will absolutely include the Becca Hydra Mist setting powder. One, let me just say I love that it's got this net in here, which I think the companies are starting to use now, which I think is brilliant because I hate the sifter, you know, with the holes that releases some powder when it comes to loose powders. What a freaking mess. This controls mess with the little net. But I love this. This like, I use it to set my makeup. I do use it to set my under eye, but only if I have a concealer that's a little bit light because it does have a hair of pigment to it. So on your face, it really doesn't matter, but under your eyes, you don't want to darken under there for sure. So I will use this to set my under eye. My Estee Lauder concealer that I use is light enough that I can use this to set under my eye. But I feel like with the added moisture within the powder, however it is that they do that, it kind of like blends my makeup in. It's almost like a setting, it's almost like a setting spray in powder, which also sets your makeup like powder. I don't understand it. I know I love it. I'll talk about it again in my Sephora haul update, but I am definitely repurchasing that bad boy if my makeup were to go MIA. Blush. See, I was talking about how this was gonna turn into potentially a Marc Jacobs love fest. I am loving his blush. This blush, I don't know. By the way, I am wearing every single thing I talk about today. Absolutely, I'm just double checking before I'm a liar, although you wouldn't know if I was a liar, but I don't want to lie. So I am absolutely wearing every single thing. This blush, you can go darker, you can go lighter, you can use the shimmery side as a highlighter if you really needed to. You could use it as a shimmery shade on your eyes. I don't know, there's just something about, it's like I love MAC's Warm Soul and I love Luster by Nars, but they're just completely, they're a little bit warmer. This is like neutrally pink, without it being too pinky. I don't know, I love this color. And so if I had to like only have one blush for the rest of my life, I would have that. Highlighter. So I recently talked about this, but I feel like this is what I've been missing my entire life. This is by Laura Geller. This is the, let me get it right. Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator in Peach Glow. Live for this. Live for this shade on my skin tone. I think it's a beautiful highlighter to begin with, but no glitter. It's just the right tone. It's not too silvery. It's not too gold. Because I mean, honestly, unless you've got the right skin tone, you don't need a gold highlighter. Gold is not a natural, you know, reflection that should occur on your face unless you've got like the perfect tone, you know, the perfect skin tone. So, I mean, for some of you, if it works for you, I'm very jealous of you, but that does not work for me. It looks like I have a wound. You know, when you have like black and blues that then like kind of turn purple and then like that kind of yellowy color. Yeah, that's what gold highlighter looks like on me for the most part. So, and I picked this for a reason because now let me talk about my eyes. This was crazy. I was gonna pick by Marc Jacobs, the Glambition palette, but like I said, Marc Love Fest. But like, okay, hi. I live for this shadow palette. I live for his shadows. They are gorgeous. But I decided I could go a little bit more versatile. Nobody really talks about this palette. I love from the Balm Matte-Trimony because it's all matte shades. First of all, look at the size of these pans. That's crazy. What I love is you've got two awesome here and here. These could be awesome transition shades or crease deepening shades. You've got a mauve crease shade as well, which I love to kind of complement the brown. You've got a cranberry, you've got a purple, you've got a dark chocolate brown. There's even a black. I love this pink. It totally brightens the eyelid, and you have a brow bone, not necessarily highlighter, but a lighter shade to put on your brown bone. This is the perfect combination of shades for a palette. Like, I live for this palette. However, it's only matte, right? So if I'm only buying 10 products, if my makeup went MIA, I then used, as I did today, I'm wearing all of that on my eye today, I used the Laura Geller, the highlighter, as the shimmer that I used on my lid. And so I did not have to stick to only matte shades with that, but I really think that this palette is the perfect foundation to create any look. You could go warm or cool, and if you had, because I do like a shimmery eyelid, if you had just a couple shimmer shades to complement it, I really think you're set. Plus, it's completely pigmented. They don't even go anywhere when you put them on. Love this palette. I decided that could get me through my makeup collection because I wouldn't be able to stand it if a lot of it was gone. Okay, to kind of buff out my face, which Puffin's wife talks about, which also came from Goss, which I had been doing at least a little bit because I always go heavy-handed with blush and then I hate it after the fact. So I always would kind of just go on over with usually my setting powder. But what everyone else has kind of come up with was the idea of using something that had a little bit of shimmer to it to kind of soften the look of your face. And so I love the one by Laura Mercier. This is the Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder. I have the shade 2, and it honestly, it looks pretty dark in the pan, but on your skin, it just, I've actually got it. That's the highlighter, and then it's just kind of right there where it just unmattifies. Unmats, I should say, unmats your face. P.S. I have used this in the past to set my under eye concealer, and it adds just not even luminosity. It just takes away the mattiness to it. I could also use this on my eyelid if I wanted to complement my Matte-Trimony palette. Almost done. I got a couple more things for eyes, and then we are out of here. So when it comes to mascara, by mascara I mean repertoire of mascaras that I feel like I need to use in order to look good. I am continuing to use by Essence the Lash Princess False Lash Effect mascara. It is very similar to the IT Cosmetics. It's not exactly the same, honestly. It really isn't exactly the same, but it is very close. I love using this in combination with my L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara to lengthen my lashes. This gives me length, volume, without clumpiness. It doesn't run or smear on me. Plus, I love that they're both cheap. They're both like a total of, I don't know, like 15 bucks. 10 to 15, 12 to $15, depending on how and where you purchase it. You know that I love some of the higher end mascaras as well, but those guys, those really do it for me. And since I spent a lot of money elsewhere, I figure I could save a little money there. When it comes to brows, I don't really need a gel. I felt like that was the only department that I didn't include, but I really can just get away with doing my brows with a pencil. This is the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I love it. I was liking by L'Oreal for a little while the Brow Stylist Definer. I think it's the definer. It's the pencil that looks exactly like this. I liked it because it had a really good shade in dark blonde that was very similar to taupe, which is what I use in the Anastasia. My only problem with that, and I was getting it because it was less money. I managed to get these from Ulta during the 21 Days of Beauty, and they virtually then cost the same as the L'Oreal from the drugstore, which is how I was able to justify it. But my only problem with the L'Oreal one is that it was pulling out my brow hairs. There's something about the formula being maybe just a hair too waxy, too tacky or something. I kept finding brow hairs at the tip of the pencil. And so that got me a little bit nervous. The Anastasia Brow Wiz is just a hair softer. I don't know, it's one of those things where you don't ask questions, you just accept that you really love it. When it comes to liners, I have 3, but it's only because they go in 3 different places. And don't tell me that I could make adjustments elsewhere. I don't care. I want my liners. My eyes are huge. I feel like It's the first thing you see, and so I need to make sure that they look okay. So I will always line the top of my lid. This is a liquid liner. This is by Physicians Formula. This is the Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Serum Eyeliner Serum. Very similar to the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. A little bit less money, not quite as matte as Kat Von D's, but I mean, negligible unless you like came and like stared me in the eyeball. So I love that by Physicians Formula. It's about half the price. I always line my lower lashes. I don't use eyeliner there. I don't feel like it. I just don't like it. I don't know. Everybody likes to use eyeshadow. I will complement with eyeshadow, but typically I will line my lower lashes with the MAC Eye Kohl liner in Teddy. It is a beautiful, it's a beautiful brown with like a little bit of like gold shimmer in it. And so I love that, and I feel like it goes with my skin tone and kind of my whole palette over there. I feel like it complements that nicely. This is also a tiny version, which I got as a 100-point perk from Sephora, but I also have the full size. This also is by Marc Jacobs. My God, he's doing really good stuff over there. This is the, what do they call this? It's not on here because it's too short. The Highliner Gel Crayon. I'll list it down below. But this is the ridiculously overpriced in the shiny little container. This is a black eyeliner. I use it to line my tight line or waterline. It really doesn't budge. There are some other good ones out there though that others will say don't budge as well. I find that they don't work with my eyeballs, and that one seems to. Finally, we're down to lips. So I have been using daily since I got it by Stila. This is the Stay All Day liquid lipstick. I have the shade Caramello. I think I also mentioned this in my Sephora haul, I'm not sure. I like using a liquid lipstick instead of a lip liner. This is a very kind of, like I said, I am wearing it today. It's very kind of like, just kind of like a neutral pink, not bubblegum, not too bright, not too dark. I love how comfortable they feel. They don't mess around. I love that they give my lips kind of a colored base on which to apply if I decide to layer it with something else. I will many times layer this with either a gloss or like a cream lipstick just to give some moisture back, or like a lip balm. I put anything over this. But I like using this instead of lip liner. I feel like it stays better. It applies much easier. I don't have to sharpen it. And it closely resembles my lip tone enough. And I can wear it by itself because it is comfortable. But I'm like against eyeliners right now, which is also why I don't have one. I'm so tired of the sharpening, or then if they're twist up, I feel like the point is never pointy enough. I have issues. Me and lip liner do not get along. And then finally I decided to add the Fenty Beauty lip gloss, which has a very particular name, which I don't remember offhand, but like I said, I will list it down below. It's the only lip gloss that she has. There is just something about this color. You can wear it alone. I've actually layered it on top of the Stila liquid lipstick, just kind of in the center a little bit. You can wear it alone. You can top, like I said, you can use it as a topper. It's just the most amazing color. It's so unique, which doesn't make sense because it's just like a neutrally sort of pink lip gloss. I have not found anything that compares with it. Plus it smells really good, and so that's always a bonus. If I were going to include, I forget how many that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think that's 13 if you consider that mascara was one department and that eyeliners were one department. There's actually probably more, like 16 or so. But like I said, if my stuff was missing, I'm trying to keep it PG. Have you noticed that YouTube has become this like massive like F-bomb fest or so? Not that I don't have a potty mouth. I need to let you know that I have the worst potty mouth, but I just kind of feel like, I don't know, time and place for everything. And looking like a lady and talking about a nice beauty product, that's not the place to drop an S-bomb or an F-bomb or something. Anyway, so I just corrected myself. If my stuff were to go missing, this is what I would reach for and gravitate towards first. If I did get a setting spray, because like I said, I've already gone over, I would get the Urban Decay All-Nighter. Everybody talks about it with good reason. It sits and works very well with my skin. Hey, thank you for spending your time with me. When I opened, I think I might have said, did I start this way? And I said, I think I've got like, I want to film like 100 different things. I did want to do a monthly favorites. I've still got that up in my head. I still want to do my Sephora haul update and let you know what I thought about all of the products that I just spent my money. I love haul updates. I think that's a brilliant idea. The hauls don't quite get the impression out there. So I want to do a haul update. I've got a couple chit chats that I want to do. Please let me know what you're interested in seeing, because of course I want to put stuff out there for you that you would enjoy. So definitely leave me a comment down below. Also, what would be, I don't know if you want to think of 10. That's a lot. Please give me your 10. What would you buy? What would you buy first if your makeup went missing, or if you had to just say, okay, I need to go buy replacements of things? What are some of your favorite things? Even if you've only got one off the top of your head, please let me know what stands out at the top of your list. Again, thank you for spending your time with me. I hope you have a good rest of the day. I will see you in my next video. Thanks.
Hey guys, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I think I have something in my teeth. This video originally originated, really?